So, I've got a pathological liar who's a promiscuous fucking dirty box with STDs. Pathological liar. Committed all kinds of fucking fraud. You name it, they've done it, set up businesses in my name. Credit card, social security. You know, fake bank accounts, like this individual in another fat whore that's also riddled with STDs, got cancer. Was it necrotocious fasciitis, a flesh-eating disease because she shags dead bodies? Yeah, I call it Jabba the Slut. Best not to name names, you know. So I keep getting like endless messages every day in, day out, of some tiny midget from Europe who's like took this massive hissy fit because I said, no, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. No, you're an anal queen on OnlyFans. You know, you're a paid prostitute who likes it up the bum. It's like from many men. So like I'm not okay with that, you know what I mean? I'll never be okay with that. And I'll never want to have sex with you, given what I know. And I'm getting detailed messages every day of a little midget I like to call Frodo, or pedophile. I mean, yes, she's also a pedophile. Like, I get to find out everything, like everything. But this, and she's also like a fucking basket case. She's mentally unstable, right? She has behavioural issues. So she doesn't understand the word no, because she thinks she can get everything she wants. And the reason she gets what she wants is because she's a witch who has a book of shadows and does spell work, like addicted to doing spell work. But what's literally driving this midget insane is the fact that this spell work does not work on this individual speaking into the phone. And this is driving her insane, and also Jabba the Slut, because they just can't figure it out, because they use like spell work as a cheat code, because they're lazy, they're not prepared to do the hard work to achieve real success. They just think they think they're playing a computer game using the cheat codes to skip levels, you know, because you can't be bothered to use the brain and actually do the work, because they're both fucking low IQ and in denial of this fact. And they're both narcissists, sociopaths, fucking psychopaths, pathological lies. Like, you know, the negative individual is toxic. You know what I mean? The bad news, you shouldn't have anything to do with them, because they live in fantasy land, like they still live in Disneyland. They don't live in the real world. They're fucked in the head, basically. But anyway, the fact that their spell work doesn't work on me has literally drove them insane. And so every day, every full moon, they do literally every fucking spell in the book that you can think of. So they've tried to make my hair fall out, they've tried to make my eyelashes fall out, my fingernails fall out, they've tried to make us like obese spells to like overeat. None of it's working. They've tried to play with me balls and my cock and balls, like infertility spells, trying to give us cancer, trying to give us HIV, trying to, you know what I mean? Like, these are the messages that I get, right? Which, yes, it's like you get these messages thinking like, am I in a movie? Is this like really, you know what I mean? Is this like really happening? Because the thing is, I mean, they do all these things. I mean, it's not affecting me at all. So I'm just like sitting there like, I'm not affected. But from what I gather, because you know I'm not a fly on the wall. It's just I get messages. But from what I'm gathering, it's driving them insane, right? And so like these individuals, so Peter File and Jabba the Slut, they've tried to have us locked up, tried to question our mental stability. They've done the absolute worst, you know. Like essentially, like with the information that I hold, there's a book there and there's a bestseller. And even now, like when I'm getting these messages, I'm just thinking to anyone else, that's just like it's hard for anyone to believe unless you're going through it, unless you're actually experiencing this, which I have. But anyway, so they tried to do the worst to me, and it hasn't worked. So they've tried to do death spells, because apparently, I mean, I'm no expert, but apparently they've done these death spells. They have this book of shadows, and they do these death spells, right? And in the past, it's been successful. Like they've apparently a pair of them, like Black Widows. You know what I mean? It's not the first time they've robbed someone of like inheritance or, you know, like money. They like have accounts online, like dating accounts, things like that, escort accounts, whatever, trying to look for sugar daddies to fleece them. And because they do spell work, they think they can always get away with it. And then they tried it on me, but it's not working, and it's driving them mad. It's driving them completely fucking mental. So, as I was saying, so they've done like everything you can think of to try and bring me like disease, disharmony, chaos and confusion, you know, like you name it, to try and like make my life as uncomfortable as possible. No, none of this has worked. I'm still happy. I'm still living a happy, peaceful life. Like now, I'm out by that sun's bright, but I'm out by the ocean. You know what I mean? I like being near the sea. The tide's coming in now. You know, I'm unaffected. The thing, like the whole thing I'm driving to, I know I've waffled on, right? So you've done everything under the sun that you can think of, right? And it hasn't worked on me. So naturally, right, if it's not hitting me, it has to go back to the sender, right? In theory, if their powers have no effect on me, it has to go back to the sender, right? And the messages I'm getting is just like, their hair's falling out, their eyelashes are falling out, their toenails are falling out, their fingernails are falling out, right? They have inflammatory spells, they have sexually transmitted diseases, they have cancer, they have like their life at this moment in time is basically what they wanted to happen to me, but it's backfired. And this is like how delusional they are. So nothing that they've done to this point, and from what I can gather, this isn't just recently, this has been going on for fucking years. And maybe at some point when I was unaware of what was going on, it had some effect. But even then, it didn't crush my spirit. It didn't affect me in the way it did. I just keep on moving. Because that's fucking life, shit happens, right? But they are like mentally disturbed and have behavioural issues. And so everything they wish to me is happening to them. And they literally drop into pieces, they fall to bits. This is like the retard part of the story. So nothing they've done has worked. They're heavily affected because it's backfiring, and it's not just going to hurt them, it's going to hurt all the loved ones around them, because this is the laws of karma, right? You can only do what you're doing for so long until there finally comes a point where it's like no more delays, no more this, no more that. It all starts going back to you. You're starting to get exposed, and you're falling to pieces. And so, what do they do? They continue doing what they've always done. Like knowing what they're doing isn't working, right? And so they're still doing what they're doing. So not only is it not affecting me, it's just going to continue to backfire on them until the inevitable happens. There's going to be death, right? It could be the that dies, or it could be the people around them that dies. But ultimately and invariably, death is going to happen, right? This is the law of karma, the karmic laws, right? It's got to affect someone, it's got to go somewhere. Now it's going to start affecting your children, your family members, it's going to start affecting people around you, because you've been told, like, far too many times, you've been told far too many times to stop what you do, or it's going to have a negative impact on you. And you ignored that because you're fucking stupid. Like, this isn't an insult, this is just the truth. Because your hair's falling out, you've got fucking AIDS, herpes, syphilis, chlamydia, I'm hearing, and you've got cancer. A lot of you have got cancer. I mean, some that's not even fucking from spell work. If you were stupid enough to have that fucking injection that they bamboozled you into taking, yeah, a lot of people's getting cancer regardless, right? So all of yous are getting it regardless, because you're fucking stupid. Because the television, you know what that is? It's just an MK Ultra box. And like your brain, I've posted many pictures, your brain works like a computer. So if you don't program it, some fucker else will. Now, I don't watch television, it hurts my head. It's just fucking fake, right? And they knew before the end of World War II that they can hypnotise you and program your mind to believe shit's made out of clear. And successfully have achieved that. Because, like, it doesn't matter whether it was Brexit, it doesn't matter whether it's in a general election, it doesn't matter what fucking event happens that's reported in the legacy media. It's all about conditioning your mind, keeping you in your state of fear and panic, so the big fucking government can control you. So those who don't watch the television program their own mind and can see for what it is, which is bullshit. But anyway, I digress. So you're now suffering, right? You've tried to cause me all kinds of fucking pain and misery, and I just keep powering on through it, smashing through those fucking blocks that you keep throwing in my way, and all it's doing is affecting you. And regardless of what I say at the end of the day, because you're that fucking stupid, you just keep continuing to do what you've always done, because you're fucking stupid. And now you're getting exposed. You put me under an investigation, you're under investigation now. So it doesn't matter what you do, right? It just reverses and flips onto you, the tables turn. So you are being investigated. You hack my technology, your technology gets hacked. You invade my privacy, your privacy gets invaded. And they know everything. And I just keep getting messages, keep me updated to how you are all going to prison. Some of you may be arrested now, some of you may not be. You may be facing legal issues. Maybe not. These things are going to happen, because I'm constantly being told this. And you will go to prison by the end of this year. You'll be successful. I'm not even going to be living in this country, hopefully. But I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be happy. And you're all going to be in prison. Every single one of you, all the fucking idiots that you've paid to spy on us, to harass us, to gangster us, which none of us really had an effect on us. And because of that, it's seriously affecting you and your mental well-being, which I do not care. Serves you right. You know, you're targeting a person who minds his own business, right? Doesn't bother anyone, doesn't cause trouble, you know, just lives a peaceful life. Like, and none of you have a valid reason for why, other than, like I said, no, I'll just do things my way. And because you're fucking control freaks, think you need to control people, which you can't, and it's been proven to be sure that you can't, to the point that you've lost your fucking mind. You think somehow you have a right to control an individual that doesn't do anything wrong, doesn't bother anyone, pretty much introverted. You know, I can be an extrovert when I want to be, amongst the right people, but it turns out All you fucking idiots in the local community are exactly that. Fucking idiots. You've all had your palms graced with fucking money. Like, my money, that'll get back. You know what I mean? That's going to happen. Regardless. I'm just here to make sure that you know that I know what you've done. And you've been exposed. And I believe you're all fucking fighting each other at the moment. Because the people that you've had involved with you start to realise that a certain fat whore the size of a fucking whale is nothing but a lying bastard. And you're all fucking turning against each other, stabbing each other in the back. Right now there's people grassing on you. I told you all this. I told you all this. But you're that fucking ignorant, you think you're untouchable. Even people in the justice system. Why? There's someone in the justice system, whether it be a man or woman, doesn't matter which, they've turned against you, no. And whoever that person is, I just need to let you know you're protected, just like I am. Because when you stand upright, you get protected. But I will put you on the air of caution, watch your back, just be on your guard, but you're still protected. Like, yeah, to the rest of you, I don't fucking care. You're all grassing each other up, you're all stabbing each other in the back, and you deserve that, because you shouldn't have been doing what you've done in the fucking first place. I mean, you're like despicable people, really. You've shown me, beyond a shadow of a doubt, why I was right. To have absolutely nothing to do with any of you, because you're all fucking worthless individuals. Like, you really are truly scum. You parasites, you bottom feeders. I'm hearing people literally drink, piss and eat shit just for money. Like, people that I don't want in my fucking life, right? And I don't want you in my life, and you're not going to be in my life. And to the little midget promiscuous female, I really don't know why you're coming back for. Because you know I want nothing to do with you. The answer to you will always be no. And if you do turn up trying to cause like a scene, try to like maybe aggravate us, you know, try to get us to maybe act aggressively, like, I'll get made aware of all this. I'll know before you even arrive what your plan is. So I'm not going to react the way you want us to. And the answer's still no. Why are you coming back when you're not wanted? After everything you've done, you think you can just brush it off. Like, the fact that you think you can just brush it off as if it's nothing tells me and everyone else that you're a fucking idiot. You're a little entitled cunt that doesn't deserve anything. And you are going to prison. Don't you worry about that. It just boggles the mind, really, how you, like, your logic and reason and rationale. It's not the logic, reason, rationale of a sane person. So if you think you can just brush it off as if like it's nothing, no, what you've done is big. That's why you're going to prison, you little cunt. All right. I mean, you really are just a fucking dumb whore. That, like, you know, you like your leg over, you know what I mean, to the point now where you're riddled with fucking STDs. If you think you can come back and force me to be in a relationship with you or have sex with you, that's going to happen. Because you're a fucking idiot. You're a whore and a little cunt. Yes, that's right. And it's getting a bit windy now. And I've been talking for a while, and I need to upload this video later when I get back home. But I just thought I'd make a longer video just to aggravate you more, really, and drive you more insane, because nothing you're doing works, because you're all fucking idiots. I mean, you've had all this finances, all this financial backing, you've had the justice system, you've had everything, haven't you? And I'm still here. So just let that sink in, right? And also just like question your intelligence levels as well, right? You've had all this financial back and all this help, and you're all going to prison now. You're all being exposed for the lying cunts that you all are, and especially fucking Penfold, right? This is how dumb he is. This is how I know my fucking phone's been hacked and the microphone on my phone's being used. I was sat in my room with the window closed, insulting Penfold. And the dozy bastard keeps looking up to the window at every insult that I give him. And the stupid cunt still does it. Like, you've employed and hired and paid for fucking idiots. Brainless fucking idiots. And that's your downfall. Just let that sink in, right? You're all fucking idiots. You had it all and you blew it because you're too fucking greedy. And everything you wished on me is now happening to you. And the more you keep doing these things, the more it's just going to keep backfiring onto you. And I know you don't have the fucking wits about you to grasp this fact, because you don't have a brain anymore. I don't know what's going on, but whichever fucking rabbit's at the fucking wheel has just lost control. There's no direction now. You're just a fucking, I suppose, you're just a dead entity. You're hollow inside. You're certainly not fucking human, because if you do all these things, you have no conscience, you have no soul. And just before I go, you see a beautiful view. Oh, there's a bird. Yeah. Just leave you with that. Let you know that I'm very happy and at peace. Go fuck yourselves. Trev signing off.